Okay, our picture is back, guys. I was just informed that we had a little trouble with the picture, I guess, with the storms and all, and it just came back on. So, my apologies for that, everyone. How is everybody doing? But overall, everything worked out yesterday. There was really we just had a little glitch in the 9 hours, but overall, so I guess I paid for it this morning with no picture. But at least you guys heard me. So again, apologize. But we're back with you now. What I want to go over with everyone is what did you think of the game? If anybody concentrated on the game, everybody was worried about what the Yankees were going to do, what they were going to get, and that was a big problem. So let me know what you thought of the game. Let me know what you thought of Warren pitching. The lineup is really stretched out a little bit. There was an article this morning, that everybody's praising the Yankees' moves, but they of course, there's a little damper on it because they feel if Aaron Judge doesn't come back fully, or at least, hitting wise, that this was all for naught. And I agree to a certain extent, but I think this team, is pretty good at this time. They can handle themselves, and they're showing. They're showing that. I mean, they won 3 out of 4 games. They never do that against Tampa. I mean, when was the last time, that happened? Hey, baseball purist, how are you? We couldn't hear you. Please redo the opening monologue. Okay. Basically what I said in the monologue, and I'm sorry about that, guys. What I said was I thanked each and every one of you for staying with me for over 9 hours. It was an incredible stream. We had a lot of views. We had a lot of people sticking with us. And I can't be more appreciative to each and every one of you. My God, you actually stood here 9 hours, most of you. Kudos to Mr. Met, Charles, 99, FJ, you name it. In the chat, it was Bob Rizzo, it was Kevin, Jeff, Anna, all of the nasty one. Thank you so much. He says, amazing, you did 9 hours, then came back at the end of the night. Yes, and I do that all for you guys. I did that because it was deserving of you getting you hearing us, hearing what we thought of the trades, what we think of the team, and I just didn't think it was fair just to sign off like that, and just wait until the morning. I felt that we had a good crew ready to go, and it wasn't right for me to keep you guys and not in the loop. So I wanted to do a little something. All right, it was an hour, but I think we got the message across of how we felt. We all feel that the Yankees are way better now than they were 24 to 48 hours ago. This team is ready to go. The only thing I'm a little concerned about, not concerned, but a little sad, because dissecting yesterday's game, De Los Santos did nothing wrong, and he pitched very, very well. And unfortunately, the numbers crunch right now, and he was sent down to the minors. I was reading an article in NJ.com this morning, and the Yankees going to have a lot of decisions. I mean, don't forget, you got so many guys coming back, like Elida Jr., Luis Heel. So they were speculating that possibly Marcus Stroman will be DFA'd. Another possibility is Carabello might be sent down, which I think was wrong because he's a super utility guy and he could play all over the field. And so I don't think that's the right move. So they're gonna have some very tough decisions. Again, I don't want to be in Cashman's shoes right now and I definitely don't want to be Aaron Boone. So it's going to be, Fernando Cruz is coming back. Yeah, Hamilton was already sent down to the minors, Charles. He went with De Los Santos yesterday. I know Hedrick looks fantastic, and he's the lefty that they were trying to get. They were trying to get another lefty, and they failed on that. And the starting pitching was astronomical what they were asking for, and the Yankees just weren't gonna fall for that. Joseph Salvatore, I definitely agree with you. Carabello was a great pickup. They did a great job yesterday, and like I said at the end of the show yesterday, no more bashing of Cashman. He did what he set out to do. He didn't lie to us. He said they were going to be like drunken sailors, and they were. I don't know what that means for the payroll. I have no idea, but let's just enjoy it. Let them worry about the payroll. We just want wins. And like I was saying with George yesterday, you got to crawl before you walk. So I'm not worried about first place right now, guys. I want to build that wild card situation. I want us to win series. Then little by little, we'll worry about first place. That's gonna be hand in hand. That's just like a power hitter getting into the groove. Eventually, the home runs are gonna come. So let's not we're 2 games or 4 games. No, but don't worry about that. Trust me when I tell you, you got to crawl. So let's win series. Let's win, let's say 5, 6 in a row. First place will take care of itself. It will definitely take care of itself. The Blue Jays, in a little tailspin, and you want to keep them that. You want to keep it that way. We can't take the Miami series lightly, guys. If we do that, we're going to be in problems. I think the Yankees are going to be hyped with all the new players, so that's going to be very, very good. I think they're going to be fine. Carabello looks very excited. He can't wait. He said growing up that was his favorite team. He thanked the Tampa for this time there. And, listen, I mean, that is funny. During the game, he's shaking hands and hugging people. And Boone saw it, but Boone wasn't sure. He had an idea they were going for him, but he didn't know that he really got traded. So it wasn't until somebody went in his ear in the dugout and said, "We got that guy." So that was pretty fun. That was funny. That was a cool moment. And you never see that in baseball. And this time, 2 times this happened. One time with the Orioles, the Oriole guy changing over to Toronto, and then Tampa Bay guy changing over to the Yankees. So that was pretty good. Yeah, what Carabello brings, possibly a leadoff hitter. Remember, the guys, though, he is only batting .228, but he's all over the field. He's all over the field. And we'll see. I mean, he could lead off. Dominguez needs to light a fire under him. We need for him to get ready, get out there, and start hitting. Again, we cannot take Miami lightly, guys. Just don't do it, because everybody, we got to win all 3. We're going to win all 3 games. What happened in Colorado, guys? That was the start of the downfall. So, I want to go in there game by game. Let's not worry who we're playing. I don't care if we're playing the Bananas. We have to concentrate on that and keep going, 1 game at a time. Now, does this mean with the Carabello and Rosario and these guys, the Yankees are going to play a little bit more small ball? I think so. I think finally they're igniting themselves to play a little different. Some of these guys that come in are situational ball players, things that the Yankees don't have or didn't have. Carabello hits the ball to the right side. He'll give himself up to he'll bunt. He's got the speed. He's a late inning replacement. That's a guy you want. They haven't really played Rosario. I think he's been up 2 times, and he's batting 500. So that. I mean, give me a break. Slater, I like the move, and I don't know. He's like, I don't know what to say. I mean, a few years back, the Yankees made a deadline trade where they got a guy by the name of Austin Kearns, and he came, with an advertisement that he creams left-handed pitching. He did absolutely nothing for the Yankees, and I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not sure about Slater at this point. I'm really, I really don't know, if that was a fantastic move or not. Anything's better than what we had on the bench. The only thing another thing I'm a little concerned about, we traded both of our minor league catchers that eventually could have been Yankees. So they're really banking right now on Wells and Ben Rice. And there really isn't anybody down there that we could say, oh wow, because they even traded the guy Jackson. He went, I think, to Tampa, wasn't it? Or no, he went somewhere. I forgot where. But he's not with us anymore. So I don't know what the thinking there is. If I'm not mistaken, and I don't know if the Yankees would take a flyer on it, but I think Kyle Higashioka is free. I think he was released a while ago, so there may be a possibility that he may be coming. Maybe they'll ask him and they'll put him in the minors, and because you know how popular he was. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not edged in stone, nothing like that. Nasty. I agree with Nasty here. We should have gotten a right-handed catcher to platoon. Now they do have a few other guys, but they're not ready at all. I mean, look, if they weren't willing to bring in Rodriguez, and those guys, then they're not ready to bring up anyone. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. So now we still have 2 left-handed catchers. I think what would have been nice, a guy like Danny Jansen's. That would have been nice. A Travis d'Arnaud, even though he's at the end, basically, I think at the end of his career. But you want to get a right-handed batting catcher, and the Yankees just don't have that right now. But again, you got to give up something to get something, and so we can't rely on Jesse Rodriguez because he's gone, and Flores is gone. So we can't depend on that. The only thing we can depend on is the AAA catcher right now, and I have to do more research and see him tonight and see how he plays. Charles, we did give up, but we didn't give up our top 10 prospects really. Anytime you could keep Spencer Jones, Lampard Jr., and Cam Schindler, they did a very, very good thing. Ascara is still down there, but again, another left-handed hitter. I'm talking about a right-handed catcher that they do not have. And you know who would have been very nice right now that they gave away? Luis Torrens, who's now, of course, on the Mets. That was a guy, or the guy on the Red Sox that is basically a cleanup hitter for them. So then Higgy, according to Ken, he was picked up and he was at the Rangers. He's with the Rangers. Okay, thank you, Ken. I know that he was let go. I don't remember. I did not remember that he got picked up. So thank you for that. But like I said, we've got to now we got to take advantage. There are all positives coming up here for the New York Yankees. So tonight we are looking at Carlos Rendon against Junk, and he's 5-2. Now I know he usually pitches well against the Yankees, but let's see. That's with the other team, with other guys. The Yankees have brand new guys now, and let's see how they fare with him. And Carlos Rendon, hopefully he's going to be psyched tonight and ready to go. I want to say hello to Nitin. How you doing, Nitin? Good morning. Thank you so much for being with me for so long yesterday with your busy schedule. I can't thank you enough. Anthony Baker, thank you. How you doing? Thanks for coming on the stream. Jake, again, I totally appreciate each and every one of you like you wouldn't believe. 99, the same thing. And what I really applaud you guys is the fact that everything was in order in the chat. We just had one little disturbance, and I put them on a timeout, and hopefully they learned their lesson. And the one thing that I know we're not going to be doing for hopefully ever again is bashing Cashman, and I'm the first one to say whatever I said negative about him, I apologize. This year he went up and beyond the Call of Duty. He said he was gonna go cuckoo, and he went cuckoo. And if I said drunken sailor, I that just came out wrong. I meant he said he was going to go crazy, and he's going to go crazy. So and again, listen, the Yankees had a good bullpen to start the season. Then things went went haywire, and they got hurt. They got this to one of the worst pens. Now they may have the best pen in a very, very long time in baseball. They stay healthy, and it's only going to get healthier. And we're not even thinking about Yarborough coming back. Then there's Fernando Cruz. If you really think about it, it could be a 4-inning game. I mean, of course not, but if in certain nights, if it's a big game and the starting pitcher is not, really doing well, oh my God, you could go right into start with Fernando Cruz, go with Tim Hill. I mean, for one game, you can have an all-stars coming out of the bullpen. Could you imagine a bullpen game now with the Yankees? Oh, let's see. We'll throw a 100-mile-an-hour flamethrower. We'll throw a bender in there. We'll throw a crazy pitch. Think about it. Yeah, Jake, they sent down 2 people yesterday, and that was Hamilton and De Los Santos. Unfortunately, after the way he pitched, he really was supposed to stay, but who knew they were going to do what they were going to do? So so that's kudos to the team. So now, and that strengthens up AAA now. It's really it's ironic. Yeah, Charles, Stroman may go. They may eat the salary. They may just say, hey, enough's enough. Because, listen, they didn't get these guys not to pitch them. They're going to pitch. And if they're going to do that, I think Steinbrenner's just going to, he's going to give he's going to wave the flag and say, okay, do what you need to do, Cash. Let's get this over with. Now, another guy that can go, yeah, thank you, 99, is Brubaker. He's on the roster, but he really isn't on the roster because he's going to have to go down. It's either Brubaker or Stroman. Take your pick. In my opinion, I would keep Brubaker. Stroman does not impress at all. I'm sorry. He doesn't, and Brett Henrik deserves to be that left-hand. They were going after left-handed pitcher. So what would happen if they did? They would still have to make these moves. But you got to give Tim Hill some rest, man. I mean, look, he's on the verge, coming in 90 games this year? That's insane. Felix, how you doing? Welcome back to the stream. I mean, really. I know Bubeka hasn't pitched that bad, but somebody's got to go. So what are you going to do? What can you do? I would love another lefty to take the pressure off of Hill. Hill's arm's going to fall off, and we're going to need him in the playoffs. Yeah, Nasty, Yarborough probably would start for Stroman. No question in my mind. But Henrik didn't do anything wrong. This guy was like, did you see? 8 batters, he struck out 6, and he almost got a 7th. So, yeah, there's going to be roster moves today. There has to be. They don't have a choice. I just don't think that they should, there was one of the writers, a prominent writer on NJ.com, he thinks Carabello might go down. And I think that's a wrong move. That's a wrong move because he could use so much in the later innings, pinch run, situational hitting. He can bunt. I've seen it all from this guy. I've seen a lot of Tampa games. And this guy, he wreaks havoc on the Yankees. So let him wreak havoc for the Yankees now. I do not want to see him going down. Yeah, obviously, Luis Hill will be added to the roster Sunday morning, so somebody's going to have to go. So let's bring on some questions here. Joe, are you surprised Suarez didn't get moved? Yes, I am. The Padres were according to what we're hearing, the Padres were going to do it, but when they went all in, they said, "But what are we nuts? We have one of the best bullpens. We got to be out of our minds." That's why they kept Suarez. Another one under the radar, guys, you got to look for is the Mets got stronger. The Met bullpen is nothing to laugh about. They've shortened their game to the 6th inning. So if you don't have a lead on the Mets or the Yankees or the Padres at this point, I feel sorry for you. Because if you think getting the starting pitcher out of there, the relief pitchers might even be better than the starters because they're going to come in and do their job for for an inning or two. But my most thing is we need to get rest for Tim Hill. And I am deadly worried about that because we really, really need him. Tim Hill is a big part of what the Yankees want to do. Let's go to Jake. I want Stroman gone too, but I have a feeling he's still going to be in the rotation. Why do I feel like they're going to send? Well, they might. They might. I think Cam is going to get another start. And but you see, here's the thing. Why bring him down when he's getting this experience now? So when next year rolls around, the guy's like a veteran. Why start him again from scratch next year when you could let him learn on the job? Learn here now. He's already got 3. He's got 3 starts under his belt. Why would you want to take a step back and bring him down to the minors? He really hasn't done that bad. I mean, he's got electric stuff. Why go back? He's got nothing to prove down there. I mean, that you want to build up innings? He's built up innings. I don't want that. I personally think that's the wrong mentality to do. If they are sincere, then I would say goodbye to Stroman, and maybe he could pick up somewhere. Maybe the Yankees don't want somebody to because once they do that, the Yankees are going to be liable for all the salary. But at this point, who cares? Felix says Cam has played well, pitched well, looked very promising. Yes. And why take a step backwards? See, this is what, especially pitching. Don't take the step backwards now, guys. So many teams have these young pitchers in their rotation. Look at the Dodgers. All right, some of the players are hurt. But they get the young ones from Japan. It's like the same thing. Good morning, JT. How you doing? Hopefully, hope you're doing well and all. But who agrees with me? And do you think that it, you know that Cam is going to be part of your rotation now? That's very evident. So why say, hey, you know what, Cam, you did a nice job, but you're going back to AAA? They don't have to do that. They can put him in the bullpen. They could spot start him down the stretch. Why do that? And some people are funny. It kills their confidence. It kills all this stuff. I would not do that. I would let him learn on the job, just like other teams do with their players. Now, if he's getting knocked around, I mean, ridiculous, 8 runs, 9 runs, okay, I can understand that. But this guy's got electric stuff. And it's not just straight. He just beats the bat to the ball. And I don't want to see him go backwards. Oh yeah, Mr. Met. I mean, the Padres are just ridiculous. I mean, their club right now is, to me, head to head, they're better than the Dodgers. The only way the Dodgers can prove that they're better, they got to get all healthy. The Padres mean business. The Padres mean business. Hey, John Ferrazzo, how's it going? Let's see what he has to say. Stroman has not pitched that bad. You can't pitch him. You can't pitch him against power-hitting lefty batters. Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, look, I'll put it to you this way, everybody in the chat. When it comes up to that part of the pitching, who do you want in there? Do you want Cam or do you want Stroman? Could I just ask that question? And people ask me, who would you want? Stroman's going to be off the roster. So that's one for Cam. Who's next? Charles, can you answer the question? Score. Good morning. Answer the question. Who, when it comes to the part of the Stroman, who would you like to be pitching? Stroman or Cam? Stroman is not good against good hitting teams. Okay, so that's 2 for Cam. 2-0. Let's keep going, guys. His stuff, Jay Snow, his stuff isn't good. Who isn't good? Cam or Stroman? Cam, hands down. So we have, and Mr. Met. So we're 4 Cam and nothing Stroman. He has to be right. Oh, okay. So you're talking about, okay, so we're 5-0, 6-0. So Cam, 7-0. Cam. So John Ferrazzo, are you Cam or are you Stroman? It looks like from what you wrote here, okay, that's 8-0. The next one, John Ferrazzo, what are you thinking? If today Boone said to the fans, who do you want to pitch, Cam or JT says Stroman is working himself into a bullpen arm. You don't need him. JT, what do you need him for? You're getting back Cruz, you're getting Yarborough. You're getting, hey, Marshall Brown, how you doing? Can't. So now it's 11-0 Cam. So there's my, and you got mine. So it's 12-0. 12-0. Absolutely DFA him. Yeah. I mean, look, it's one more year of the salary. The Yankees are making, the Yankees are, with this team, they're going to sell out the rest of the way. There's no question in my mind. And wait until they see the Valve pitch. Everybody's going to fall in love with this guy. This guy's capable of 100, 101, but it's not straight. Go look at some videos. John says, he's given 1 to Stroman. Yeah, John, he has the stretch, but you really trust him. Give Cam another, let's say 3-4 starts, and then you say down the stretch in middle of September. I'm telling you, there's no way I would trust Stroman over Cam. You got to give Cam. That's why I'm saying you got to leave him up here. You got to let him pitch. Yeah, Yarborough might be like a week. I don't know. I guess 2 weeks away. I don't know. I'm not sure, but he's getting close. What are you going to do with all these guys? Charles says Stroman is done. I mean, he gives you the innings, but the thing is, he might give you 1 or 2 decent innings. My opinion, if they got stuck in the bullpen, let him air it out and then out after 2 innings. Yarborough was so good when he of course, he's the only guy that beat the Dodgers in that 3-game walloping that we took. He threw them all off. So, I mean, really, Mark Gates, Cam 100%. If anything, Schindler could be bullpen arm. Yes, 100%. 100%. Let's see. He has been horrible down the stretch and always falls apart. Jay Snow, who are you talking about? Are you talking about Cam or are you talking about Stroman? Let me know. So, okay, so we won that argument. So as far as everybody, Cam is young and future. You don't want to work him. Maybe he would be good in the pen. Yes, as long as everybody says don't bring him down. He's done with the minor leagues. He's that good. Yankees make a mistake all the time. Look what they did to Jabba Chamberlain. They didn't know if that guy was coming or going. They ruined a perfectly great arm. I'm going to be a starter. I'm going to be a reliever. They're going to be a starter. He's going to be a reliever. They couldn't make up their mind. And look what happened to him. He was perfectly fine. But because they were lacking in the starting rotation, whatever. I mean, but really, are you kidding? I mean, they can't do this with a great arm like this. They can't. I don't mind he goes to the bullpen this little time, but next year they got to make a decision before February 15th. Cam is going to be a starter, reliever. None of this we're going to figure it out. He's too valuable. And you could see how valuable it is because they could have traded him and they could have gotten a starting pitcher. But Cashman said no. He pulled the horses back. Absolutely not. And I agree with it. But now do the right thing. Do not under any circumstances. You're going to tell Cam you're going to be a starter. You're going to be a reliever. This year I understand. But next year, no. There's no excuse to go into February and say, okay, Cam, you're going to be a starter. Or, Cam, you're going to be a reliever. You can't play with everybody's arms. Because he starts coming out of the bullpen, and he sits, and he throws, and he sits. Why do you think these arms, and hard throwers, why do you think these arms, they get hurt? A starter will think as a starter. A reliever will do, but you can't switch them over. That screwed up Jabba Chamberlain. And he told us so. And they can't do this. And that's what listen, I'm agreeing whatever they want to do with him this year. Just don't bring him down. Don't bring him on. Don't bring him down. Because it's absolutely ridiculous. I am tired of the Yankees killing different arms. What they did with Jabba Chamberlain was ridiculous. They had no clue. They had no clue. And they know that they killed his career, most of his career. And the end result is not taking him out in that with those migrant, whatever you call them, with those midgets, whatever it was. He got the raw end of the deal no matter which way. He was an excellent pitcher. And I don't want to see that for Cam. Because they both throw. Maybe Jabba was maybe 2 inches slower in his fastball. This guy's 100 miles an hour. He could throw 20 pitches at 100 miles an hour. Good morning, Jody. How you doing? Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming back to the stream. John Ferrazzo, let's put him on. Let's see. John, where are you? He says, listen, I don't want to jinx anyone, but injuries have a way of working things out. I understand that, but there's no injury. The injuries are coming back. So I'm saying for the future, they've got to do the right thing. The right thing. Ken Sidler's a prospect pitcher. He has a plus fastball. However, he needs to develop a secondary pitch. He should be in the minors next year. No, I don't agree with that. Sorry, I don't agree with that. Again, they're going to be if they thought that, then they don't bring him up like this. If he stays all year, he does not deserve to be brought down. You're gonna send him down, and do it right now. Do it right now. Don't do it in September, or you let him stay here, and then all of a sudden next year he's in the minors. That's not going to work, Ken. And if they didn't do that to Jabba, I would totally agree with you. But they did everything to make sure that they didn't mean it, but they did not handle him right. The experience of being in the major leagues is second to none. I'll give you a great example. Derek Jeter. In 1995, he came up towards the end, and he watched, and he learned, and he came up a couple of bats. They didn't bring him back to the minors the next year. The next year, he became the starting shortstop. And that's what they need to do. If you're bringing up the guy to get experience, keep him here. Especially, you see what he has to offer. If he was getting bombed, I mean, like ridiculous. Man's got electric stuff. Sean Browning, welcome to the stream, big guy. Are you thinking Cam may have a similar to Pettit? Probably. I mean, listen, I was there for 95. I went to the spring training, and people were asking, who's this Petit? And they called him Petit. And I said, no, it's Andy Pettit. I said, you're gonna really see a guy that's unbelievable, because I had seen him. I forgot where I saw him in Double-A. I don't remember. It was going back to 95. But I can tell you, they didn't fool around with Pettit. They knew what they had, and they kept him here. When they brought him up, they kept him here. They never sent him down. Yeah, Jeter won in 96. But he batted 3 times with the Yankees. I think 2 times he batted in Milwaukee, and one time in Chicago back in 95. But he stayed on the bench. He learned and all of that. And the next year he was with the team. They had no plans to send him down. And he wasn't exactly the greatest hitter in the minor leagues. He was good. You got to show consistency. You're in the minors, you're in the minors. You come to the majors, you're in the majors. Now I can see, some relief pitching like a Hedrick and, people like that. They go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That I can understand. But I don't understand when you have electric stuff and you're ready and he looks, I'm telling you, so he'll gain another pitch. So start him in the bullpen, but don't bring him down. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. Now, everybody, I want to bring up somebody who, first of all, I want to thank, because yesterday this gentleman was in the stream for 10 and a half hours with us. And the first thing I want to do is thank him. And I would love to hear what he has to say with the Yankees. He's been great on the stream, and we're going to bring him up. You may know him as Evan. And Evan, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Joe. How are you?
How's it going?
I'm great. I'm sorry I couldn't be here a little bit earlier.
Nothing to be sorry about. First of all, not only myself, but the stream and everyone in NY Yankee Mania say thank you. You stood with us a total of 10 and a half hours. Kudos to you, man. I tip my hat to you. And I know, and you had said you had family over and everything. It did not stop you. I can't thank you enough. And you deserve a chance to give your opinion live to everybody, not only me, but to everybody in the stream. So I welcome you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you. And first of all, I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. It's been fun interacting with everybody, and I'm excited to be here. So a little bit about myself. So obviously my name is Evan, and I'm 21 years old. I'm in college. I'm studying accounting. So it's not like I have my own MLB show, or I don't have any YouTube show or anything like that. But I'm excited to be here and to come on to talk about the Yankees. I'm really passionate about sports. I really like baseball. Baseball was the first sport I played growing up. And I also played basketball. And I just really have a big passion for sports. I actually got to go to Cooperstown when I was a kid for my 12U baseball team, which I was really happy about. And I learned a lot. And I got to go to the Baseball Hall of Fame as well. So that was a lot of fun. And growing up, I just always loved sports and loved hanging out and loved talking about it. And I have a twin brother as well, and he doesn't like the same teams as I do, except for the Brooklyn Nets. But it's okay because we still get along very well, and we just love talking about sports, and that's it.
What is your favorite? When did you become a Yankee fan, and what is your favorite moment?
So I really started watching the Yankees in 2011 when I was about 8 years old. So I used to watch games with my grandma all the time. She was a big fan. And the first real memory that I have is when Derek Jeter got his 3,000th hit against the Rays off of David Price. That was a real big...
Wait, you were there?
I wasn't at the game. I was watching on TV.
I'm sorry. Okay.
That's okay. So, yeah, that was like the first real memory that I had of being a Yankee fan. And ever since then, I've loved watching the team, and they've just been my favorite team to watch. And it's been really fun getting to know the history of the Yankees and getting to learn from people like yourself. So it's a lot of fun.
Thank you. And I first, again, I just can't fathom you going the full route. I mean, there were a lot of people on the stream. The numbers were fantastic. I could not believe, but just to know that you were here for 10 and a half hours, oh my God. I mean, I had to go off to you, really. It was just like you were in the room with us. And again, I thank you. So let me ask you a couple of questions. We were just talking, I don't know if you heard about Kem Sitler, okay?
Yeah.
And what you're seeing, and I know you're young in the lines and all of that as far as the team and all that. Do you agree or disagree that if you're going to bring him up and he's got the electric stuff and and he's looking good, do you like turn around and bring him down, or do you make him develop as long as they can up here?
Well, I think it's best as long as he's showing his command that he showed in the minors, and as long as there's nothing injury related, I think it's best that he stays and develops in the major leagues. Because for young pitching prospects, you see if they have a rough outing, or I mean, we saw with Will Warren last year. He struggled all of last year, but they kept going through it. He stayed up in the majors, and he eventually worked his stuff out, and he's gotten better. And we see the
Good
results
point.
this year. So
Good
I
point.
think with Cam Schlittler, I think he has a lot more upside because he has the velocity on his pitches. I don't think he has as big of an arsenal, but he definitely has the velocity, and I think his stuff will play well off of his high velocity 100-mile-an-hour fastball. So I think it's best to let him stay up in the majors and continue to develop here.
I like this guy, folks. Love this guy. He's got the Joe mentality. I really, really like it. You know, but yeah. Now you said 2011. So here's a point. You remember Jabba Chamberlain, correct?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, and you know he came out with electric stuff, and they couldn't figure out if he was a starter or first electric reliever. Then they say, oh, he's going to be a starter. Jabba rules. And look what happened there. You do not want to repeat performance again. You agree with that?
Right. I agree.
And, really. All right, so let's start with the current Yankees. How were you feeling before the trade deadline? Were you down and out of Cashman? Were you down and out of Boone? I know I'm giving you a lot of things, but
That's okay.
You come at one at a time. Are you for analytics? Are you against analytics? So let's start with how did you feel about the team before the trade started coming on?
Yeah, so before the trades, I wasn't very optimistic about the team because you take a look at the bullpen, it was very depleted. And I wasn't very confident that the Yankees were going to make a lot of moves to essentially fix that part of the team. I knew they were in on Bednar and a couple other guys, but I didn't think they would get 3 high-end relievers like that. So I was kind of negative before the trade deadline. Saw that they needed to improve the bullpen. I'm like, how are they going to do this without giving up a top prospect? And eventually they did, so good for them. And after the trade deadline, I noticed that it was really important to get those depth bats. We got Rosario, Slater, and Caballero, which I think was really important for the team. And I think it was really cool that they're deciding to go with guys that have stolen base abilities.
Mm-hmm.
They just have to play guys consistently and keep them in the right spot, which will bring me to the analytics. The analytics, I know you don't like the analytics at all, and I'm right
who told you that?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, the analytics, there are some analytics that I look at, I'm like, what is this? Like, why does this have any meaning in the game? When we watch the game, we can literally tell what is happening, and we can literally go off other stats to determine if this guy is a good player, like batting average, RBIs, and OBS, and that's really it. I mean, we need to see exactly what they can bring to the table without examining everything else that it's not really important in the game.
Okay. All right. Now, now? How about batting order? Were you like one like us that every day you never know who was playing, and then a guy gets 3 hits, and the next day he's sitting. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that, definitely. When a guy is going well, they should definitely be in the lineup consistently, and they should be playing the same role as they did the day before. Everyone should have a role on the team. There could be minor changes, which I understand because of injuries and stuff like that. But mainly, you want to keep it consistent, and you don't want to change a lot. Consistent lineups is the most important thing. That's how you win championships, because we saw last year mostly every game was Soto Judge 2-3, and that's how we won.
Yeah, and they only had like 2 or 3 batters in there. You have a question from Mr. Met. Question, Evan. You said your brother and you don't have the same baseball team. So you want to know, what team is he root for?
Thanks, Mr. Met, for the question. Funny enough, he's a Mets fan.
Oh, so he would go good with Ben.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see what Jake has to say. I think now we're actually going to get a chance to see if Booney Tunes can manage a fairly solid bullpen now.
I agree with that, Jake.
What's not to manage? No matter where he turns, he's going to have a power arm, a good pitcher, a great pitcher. I mean, no matter what, if he can't go to Weaver, he's going to go to Williams. If he can't go to Williams, he's going to DeValve. If he can't go to DeValve, he's going to go to Cruz. If he doesn't go to Cruz, he's going to go to Bird. If he doesn't go to Bird, listen to that. Doesn't that get you excited? I mean, I don't think anybody could screw that up.
I think the only thing that Cashman missed was a lefty reliever. But
they may have that. They may have that in Hendrick.
Yeah, exactly. We have
they brought him down, but they may have it. All right, Oli, good morning. How you doing? Welcome back to the stream. Good morning, everyone. Just want to say I'm really happy with the Yankee trade deadline. Now let's catch up with the Blue Jays. Well, Oli, like I was saying before, and I don't know if Evan agrees with me, but you got to crawl before you walk. And I'm not going to worry so much on first place right now. What worries me right now is we've got to win the series, and we've got to play one game at a time. You can't say, oh, okay, we got all these pitchers now. Let's go catch Toronto. That'll come in due time. It's only August 1st. We do have about 54, 55 games to go. They're 3.5 games out. Let's worry about winning 4, 5, 6 in a row. Then it'll take over. Do you agree with that?
I agree. We have to wait and see how the additions really affect the team first before we can say, okay, we have to do this and this and this and this in order to be a first place team. But essentially, we just have to play good baseball, and the relievers will definitely make an impact. However, like, the offense needs to do well too. And if we're not good fundamentally, then we're not going to catch up to them anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
Nasty One says, Evan, do you think that Volpe should be sent down and Carabello playing shortstop?
Well, I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they're going to send Volpe down, especially after how well he's played since the All-Star break, which it's definitely better than how we did in the first half of the season. So I don't think they're going to send him down, but Caballero, I definitely think he should get an opportunity. That's actually a good point, because one thought that I had was some of the guys that they got, I don't think they're going to be playing every day. So Caballero, he's probably most likely not going to be playing every day. Rosario, Slater. So that was one thing that I did pick up on the Cashman's trade deadline moves, was providing more depth rather than starting versatility.
Now Oli says, yeah, I agree with you on that 100%. Take it one step at a time. Here's Ken. Ken, the importance of the bullpen, especially regarding the postseason, is having solid long relievers. Starters only generally go 4 or 5 innings. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And that Yankee bullpen, I mean, without even throwing a pitch, could survive in the playoffs. Don't you think?
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, where? I mean, where else? I mean, listen. To me, the best bullpens right now, the Yankees, the Mets have to be thrown in there for sure. You have and you have the Padres. Those are your three. I think your three number one bullpens right now. I think the Padres did an incredible job. I mean, they were just they just improved tremendously. And the Mets, I mean, out of nowhere they got Cedric Mullins. That I thought was a good under the radar move. I don't think he's the player that he was even 2 years ago, but he's definitely better than what they've been showing. And I believe Taylor is like 8 for 40, according to what Ben was saying. So I don't think he's going to play against tough lefties, but that's a big improvement. And kudos to them, man. They were going to spend the money. I mean, they revamped their bullpen, and I think the Yankees are a slight better, and not because I'm a Yankee fan. I'm just judging. Listen, if the Mets had a better bullpen, if I felt that, I'm going to say it. You know me. But I will. I say a tad better because the Yankees are still going to get better with Fernando Cruz coming back. Think about that. We're not even talking about it. And some people still like Elida Jr. He's another one. Yeah. So I mean, they have 8 guys in there that are just ridiculous.
And what do you think about the prospects that the Mets gave up compared to the Yankees? Because I know there were some high ranked prospects that the Mets gave up for. Yeah,
the Mets have definitely depleted some of that minor league system, no question about it. They still got some arms and maybe a couple of position players, but I did see that. But with the Mets money, Evan, they can do what they want. I mean, not that money always does it, but they can get what they want. The problem is money is not going to bring you the farm system. Money is only going to make you develop to try to get somebody. But the better the Mets are, they're not going to get that unless they make trades. See, now what I would have done is maybe think about trading Marte, and they might have gotten a very good minor league player to offset a trade or two. They didn't do that, and I'm surprised because I think they have enough hitting. Especially with Mullins, you have Taylor, you have Jeff McNeil. They could have done away with Marte. I don't understand that logic, unless maybe they because he's gonna. I think his contract is up. He's gonna walk anyway. So go get yourself a minor leaguer. It makes sense. I mean, look, the Yankees are gonna lose. The Yankees already They protected themselves if they don't want to sign Williams and Weaver now. They have a bullpen. We don't have to worry. Yeah. That's the thing that the Yankees, you want to, like Cashman always says, check the box. Well, you got to check the box of what you're losing. And they check the box. That's fine. The relief pitching is going to be okay next year. I do believe they are going to sign one of them. I don't know which one. But I think they will sign either Weaver or Williams. Probably Weaver. Williams looks like, I mean, I don't know. I can't speak that he goes for the money. I'm not sure. But I think Weaver's going to stay. I agree. It could be wrong, but so now the thing was, if they would have traded Spencer Jones, that's another worry. And Grissom is walking. So now you don't have center field. You're not going to put Aaron Judge at 34, 35 years old in center field anymore. That's a given, unless it's a total emergency for 1 or 2 games. But the thing is that you couldn't trade because you're opening it now. So, okay, so now you got the bullpen, but now you have no center fielder for next year. But now you do. Because no matter what, Spencer Jones is going to take a look. We know darn well that Grissom is going to get a multi-year deal somewhere. He's going to get 3 to 4 years, and he's going to take it. And I can't blame him for that. He deserves it. I mean, there's no reason. I mean, he's going to be, what, 30, 31, 32 years old? There's no reason why he doesn't deserve that. And if he can't be with the Yankees, like, who said it? I think it was Michael Kay. He said the Yankees went to the World Series last year with a guy who can't even get a team right now. The left fielder, what was his name?
Verdugo.
That's it. Thank you, Verdugo. They went to the World Series having him play left field. The man can't get a team this year. And the same thing for Anthony Rizzo.
I know, it's crazy.
So do you want to start that all over again? You were in the World Series with two people that can't get a job this year. That the Atlanta Braves said bye-bye, bye-bye, and they let him go. Rizzo, unfortunately, one of the nicest guys I've ever met, he can't get a job. Now, I don't know if it's because of the head injuries. I don't know.
Might be.
It could be. But so that's going to tell you, say, well, we'll worry about it next year. No, the Yankees can't worry about it next year. Now the Yankees are in a position where the bullpen's good. They got their center fielder. They got their left fielder. They got their right fielder. First base could be Cody Bellinger. That they have to sign. That's a given. You can't let him walk. You can't let him walk.
Yeah.
You have a second baseman. You're going to make a decision on Volpe. If Volpe doesn't make it, they have other guys. You have George Lombard Jr. coming up soon. You can go with Carabello. Probably Rosario's going to walk, and Slater's going to walk. But those are replaceable. Yeah. And you got your third baseman. They have to make a decision on the catching. Is Wells going to be the guy? Is Ben Rice going to be the guy? But at least they got bodies there.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time, Evan, in the last 10 years, the Yankees won't have a holes. And that you got to look at the bigger picture. It makes sense, guys. I'm sick and tired of going in the offseason. We need a left fielder. We need a center fielder. We need pitching. We need this. We need that. We don't have that right now. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. There's a method for their madness. So they kind of know what they're doing. Finally. And you can't dispute that.
I think the Yankees they plan in advance too. Like before the trade deadline, they say, okay, before we trade this guy, we have to make sure, okay, we're all in agreement that we're going to extend Cody Bellinger or Jazz Chisholm because they traded away Rock Riggio, who was a second base prospect.
Right.
So these are the things that we have to pretty much infer as fans. And we're not going to generally get that out of Cashman himself, but we have to infer that, okay, this is what he's planning on doing.
And the thing with shortstop, they didn't trade Lombard Jr. Now does that mean that they're not high on Volpe? I don't know, but there's somebody to fall back on.
Yeah.
So look at this Yankee team from the minors to the majors. They're okay. They're okay. Now rather you don't like Dominguez, that's another story. You got to give him a chance. Sean Browning says we have a liability catcher. Yes, but we have two bodies there. It's not that it's empty.
I really like Ben Rice. Ben
Rice was a little better thrower, a little bit more. That was the situation. So whatever. So how is your feeling? What do you think of Rendon? Let's talk a little bit about pitching.
Carlos Rodon.
Yes.
So I like Rodon as a pitcher. I thought he did well with developing more of his arsenal, mixing in more of changeups, maybe a cutter, and his fastball definitely plays better off of his secondary pitches. I think sometimes he can get in his head a little bit. If someone on the field makes an error, it can lead to something else. I mean, there was an outing against the Blue Jays where he had, I think, two unearned runs. So those runs weren't even his fault, but he seems like a good teammate, and I like the way that he acts, and I like his pitching style, and I think it works well.
Okay. Your impressions of Max Fried. Do you trust him as your ace for the rest of for all the way through?
I do. I trust Max Fried. He has a lot of experience. He won a World Series with Atlanta. He may be going through a little bit of a rough patch right now because of the blister, but I really do believe in him, and I think he'll be the ace going down the stretch and into the postseason, and hopefully he carries the load for the rotation that we didn't really address as much. So we're going to need it from him.
Let's go back to the chat. D-Train. Rendon scares me, not going to lie. He's inconsistent. Yes and no, but he is better, and he's got his mind in the game now. He's not like flying off the handle, and I think that's going to bode well for him. But let me tell you something. With that bullpen, it's got to make the starting pitcher feel fantastic, because he knows he could air it out. And then he's got, and if he goes 5 innings and the Yankees are ahead, he has a more than 85-90% chance he's going to get the win. So the mindset of the Yankees starters right now have got to have improved, because they're saying, oh my God, now, even if I'm not pitcher perfect, I could possibly win the game now without my best stuff. This is not only the Yankees having a good bullpen, everyone. It's about the psyche of the team. They are excited right now. They are ready to go. And I'm sorry. I mean, unless we're missing something, the Yankees are ready to go to the next level. It may take a couple of games. Listen, I'm not saying they're going to start winning every game imaginable. No. Give them a chance. They have 2 months before the playoffs if we're lucky enough to get in. Do you agree with that?
I agree. I think the starting pitching should only get better from here on out.
Right. You're right. And Ken says Fried has 2 blisters, one in the index finger and one in the pinky. So as a pitcher, Ken, do you recommend putting him on the IL and him missing 1 or 2 starts? Or do you try to let him pitch through that? You're a pitcher. What do you think? And we'll wait for your answer. Rendon. Oh, I said that already. Let's see. Rendon, the Bulldog. He's helped carry this rotation this season. That's the bottom line. Yes, Sean Browning. That is the bottom line. He's been a Bulldog, and he's been good. Yes, has he given up quite a few homers? He certainly has. But
and he hasn't gotten injured either.
Yes. We don't want to jinx him. We definitely don't want to jinx him. Yeah. Let's see, Charles. Rule 5, you can't keep all the players. They would have lost players for nothing. Yep, that's true. They would have had to put Rodriguez on there, and probably would have had to get rid of 1 or 2 players. Jacob Petruzzi, welcome back, baby. How you doing? We're doing good. How about yourself? You like the deadline? What's not to like about it? This changed the psyche of the whole team. You don't realize, but this changes the pitching staff. They are going to go with more confidence now. A lot more confident. Of course, they'll never tell you they weren't confident with the bullpen. But how can you not be confident with what the Yankees are going to show you now? It's night and day. I'm sorry, but they are back to a killer bullpen. I think this bullpen is better than when they had the Killer Bees a few years back. Jacob Petruzzi says it definitely does. And Charles, thank you for that with the Rule 5. You're 100. It's funny, Evan. Everybody the Yankees may not have the best minor league system, but everybody goes to the Yankees on these Rule 5 drafts. Sometimes you got to pray that, go to somebody else. It's always the Yankees. And why? Because either they're hyped, and that hurts. But they are, I think the electric bell went off on the Yankee organization. I think they heard enough. They finally woke up and they said, enough is enough is enough. We're going to, we got it. Hey, Real Bill, good morning. Thanks for coming back to the stream. Let's see what he has to say. As a pitcher, I'm worried about the blister and the index finger. I have a scar on my index finger from blisters. I had laser surgery on my index finger last year to get rid of some of the scar tissue. So what do you suggest, Real Bill? Do you put him on a list, inactive list for maybe 2 starts, or do you continue to pitch him? You want him ready for the playoffs as long as we get there, which on paper, to me, it definitely looks like they will with this team. And what do you think, Real Bill? We'll be anxious for your answer. Also, I saw something in NJ.com this morning that was interesting. They all said, 2 of the writers who I really respect, Randy Miller, and he turned around and he says, the one thing the Yankees are banking on is Aaron Judge. If Aaron Judge doesn't come back to at least 75 to 85%, this is all for naught. Now, I don't know if it's all for naught, but I do agree that if we're going to go to that next level, they need Aaron Judge. But they are showing us that they can win while he's getting better. So there's no reason to rush the man, especially if we keep winning. Why would you want to do that? Yeah, Evan, let me ask you this. Let's say the Yankees sweep the Marlins. We hope. Okay, so that's what, 6 out of 7. And it's like maybe a day or 2 away from bringing up Judge. If you have the slightest detail, would you hold him out another couple of days? Or would you just let him come back into the lineup? What would you do?
Well, I think you have to be cautious, especially because he's our best player. But I think I would have him DH, and I wouldn't have him play the outfield right away. If he feels healthy and ready to go, then I would have him DH right away. And if he shows that he can throw the ball and that he's healthy, and if nothing is hurting him too much, then you can allow him to take his time, work his way back to playing the outfield regularly. But I think DH is something that he should play first, be in that role first.
Okay. Real Bill came back to us. The IL won't help him. Use will build up the tissue. This is a substance that the bowlers. Yes, you're right. I had that too. Use called a new skin. Oh, do I know that? That smell is awful. Oh, no, I hate that smell. That can use to make the skin heal faster. Yeah, you're right about that. Real. You know what? I haven't bowled in a while, but I used to use that all the time. And let me tell you, man, that stink. I guess that's what did it to help. But man, oh man, that's strong stuff. That is strong stuff. Yeah. Good for you, Real Bill. Thank you. That's good education and a reminder about new skin. Holy cow! I have a bottle actually. Oh my God! Thanks, Real Bill. It pays to have ex-pitchers in here like Real Bill and Ken. Ken says, I didn't have issues with blister calluses developed for me very easily. And you learn to live with it, which is good, which is very, very good. So, okay, so just like let him pitch. and then we'll go from there. I mean, let him hit, but DH, no right field for now. We're
Right.
okay out there. We should be fine. I mean, Bellinger, you could put him in the stands and he'll make a catch. He'll go anywhere and make it. This guy is a Gold Glove no matter what you do. Too bad he can't catch, because that would be. Could you imagine throwing the belly? How big he is, how tall he is? That would be hysterical. Although there were some very big catches like Lance Parrish. That's a little bit before your time, but he was a very, very good catcher, and he's built big. So there were a lot of catches. They don't have to exactly be 5'5". They could be like a little taller and be okay. So, but gang, we had a really, really, really nice chat here, everyone. This was really nice. Real build. My two oldest sons are trainers. They both have new skin in their kits. It burns. Oh, I know. Doesn't begin to describe the stuff. It stinks. It stinks. But it does do the trick. I agree. I forgot about new skin. I really did. Yeah, Mike Piazza was a big catcher. Yes. And it's a little bit harder for the bigger ones to get up and throw accurately, but they're good. See, Thurman Munson, he was like 5'9", 5'10", I think at the most. So he was perfect. He didn't really have a good arm, but he learned how to quick throw, and he was awesome. He was always on the money after he learned that. The quick release was awesome. So, wow, guys, this was a great chat today, and thank you. I mean, this very, very, very expected, and I mean unexpected to expected, and also the debut of Evan in the chat. That's what we're going to call you, baby. Evan in the chat. Again, I can't thank you enough. We are going on almost an hour and a half on the stream. So, Evan, some final thoughts, and welcome to the team. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, thank you, Joe. Appreciate you having me on. Chat, thank you for your comments, questions. I'm in the chat too, so I understand if we don't get to something and we don't answer a question, then I know it can be frustrating, but we understand and we will do our best to answer and give our best time to you guys. So you guys are the ones that matter anyway, so it's very important to us. And some final thoughts about the Yankees. They just have to keep playing well. Hopefully the additions will inspire the team a little bit and we get to see more of the consistency that we hope to see from the Yankees. And I think it's best to have that aggressive mindset for the rest of the season now that the trade deadline is behind us. Like, we're not in first place yet, but don't worry about first place. Keep it one game at a time. Keep playing well. And hopefully we get to see a lot more wins and eventually get into the playoffs.
Well said. Well said. Thank you, Evan. Evan, when the stream ends, just hang on there for a couple of minutes. Don't go away. So everyone, remember, we will be back at 4 p.m. for the pregame show. And of course, any transactions with the Yankees, you will know on NY Yankee Mania. We'll probably have the lineups while we're on the stream, so you're never going to miss anything. The only thing I ask is how you miss something by not subscribing. So anybody that hasn't subscribed, and I know you're out there, there's 35% of you that listen to us every day, and you're not subscribed. So you're not hiding from me. I know. Please. It takes 2 seconds. Just subscribe. That's all you need to do. It doesn't cost you anything. It's not even a minute. Subscribe to us, and you'll get every notification. Remember, right after our pregame, we go to Ken, the Ugly Truths channel. He will do a great play-by-play. And right after that, you come right back here for the post-game show, and it's always entertaining. So thank you, guys. Thank you, Evan. God bless you all. God bless America. We love you all, each and every one of you. Thank you for yesterday. There'll be more to come and more surprises for you guys. Thank you to Nitin, who's been an inspiration for us on the show and a great co-host, and we really appreciate everything he and his team has done for us. Good day, everyone. Enjoy the day, and we will see you at 4 p.m. Let's go, Yankees. Stay healthy, everyone. Take care. See you later.